Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again we are back. We are back with another episode of our Friday Manthan. And today is a very special day, as we all know. And on this special day, let's begin with a special tribute, a special message, a special consideration, and a special understanding for the people, those who help us day in and day out. Yes, I'm talking about our helpers. I'm talking about those who work with their hands. And to pay them tribute, we have a very, very beautiful poem by Ali Sardar Jafri, and it is very close to my heart. And always, whenever it comes on 1st May, I always remember that poetry, which is in Haathon ki Tazeem Karo. So, Mr. Anwar and Dr. Mayuri, do both are with me. And I hope that they all are going to enjoy along with the live audience. So the poetry is like this. इन हाथों की ताजीम करो, इन हाथों की तकरीम करो, दुनिया के चलाने वाले हैं, इन हाथों को तस्लीम करो। तारीख के और मशीनों के पहियों की रवानी इनसे है, तहजीब की और तमद्दुन की भरपूर जवानी इनसे है, दुनिया का फसाना इनसे है, इंसान की कहानी इनसे है, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। सदियों से गुजर कर आए हैं, ये नेक और बद को जानते हैं, ये दोस्त है सारे आलम के, हर दुश्मन को पहचानते हैं, खुद शक्ति का अवतार है ये, कब गैर की शक्ति मानते हैं, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। एक जख्म हमारे हाथों के, ये फूल जो है गुलदानों में, सूखे हुए प्यासे चुल्लू थे, जो जाम है अब मैखानों में, टूटी हुई 100 अंगड़ाइयों की मेहराबें हैं ऐवानों में, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। राहों की सब्जी रोशनियां, बिजली के जो फैले दामन में, फानूस हंसी ऐवानों के, जो रंगो नूर के खिरमन है, ये हाथ हमारे जलते हैं, ये हाथ हमारे रोशन है, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। खामोश है ये खामोशी से, 100 बरबतो चंग बनाते हैं, तारों में राख सुलाते हैं, तबलों में बोल छिपाते हैं, जब साज में जुम्बिश होती है, तब हाथ हमारे गाते हैं, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। एजाज है ये उन हाथों का, रेशम को छुए तो आंचल है, पत्थर को छुए तो बुत कर दें, कालिक को छुए तो काजल है, मिट्टी को छुए तो सोना है, चांदी को छुए तो पायल है, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। बहती हुई बिजली की लहरें, सिमटे हुए गंगा के धारे, धरती के मुकद्दर के मालिक, मेहनत के उफक के सैयारे, ये चारा गराने दर्द जहां सदियों से मगर खुद बेचारे, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। तखलीक ये सोजे मेहनत की और फितरत के शहकार भी हैं, मैदान अमल में लेकिन खुद ये खालिक भी मेमार भी हैं, फूलों से भरी ये शाख भी हैं और जलती हुई तलवार भी है और चलती हुई तलवार भी हैं, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। ये कितने सुबुक और नाजुक हैं, ये कितने सिडोल और अच्छे हैं, चालाकी में उस्ताद हैं ये और भोलेपन में बच्चे हैं, इस झूठ की गंदी दुनिया में बस हाथ हमारे सच्चे हैं, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। ये सरहद सरहद जुड़ते हैं और मुल्कों मुल्कों जाते हैं, बाहों में बाहें डालते हैं और दिल से दिल को मिलाते हैं, फिर जुल्म सितम की पैरों की जंजीरें गरा बन जाते हैं, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो। तामीर तो इनकी फितरत है, एक और नई तामीर सही, एक और नई तदबीर सही, एक और नई तकदीर सही, एक शोख व हंसी ख्वाब और सही, एक शोख व हंसी तामीर सही, इन हाथों की ताजीम करो, इन हाथों की तकरीम करो, इन दुनिया को चलाने वाले हैं, इन हाथों को तस्लीम करो। So this is the beautiful poem by Ali Sardar Jafri. Whatever is there, it is in the hand. So these hands are very powerful. These hands are the ones who rule the world. So we have to give due respect to these hands. And there are many hands, they support the existence on this earth. And among them, there are hands of the teachers, educators. And they also deserve the same respect, honor, not only respect and honor, but they need support from all of us. So today's session, that is Friday Manthan, it's going to discuss about the mental health of the educators. And let me start. The teaching is not just a profession, it's an emotional investment, a silent commitment, and a lifelong responsibility carried in the hearts of educators every day. Teachers step into the classrooms not only with lesson plans, but with empathy, patience, and the strength to nurture minds while often setting aside their own struggles. Behind every confident student stand an educator who has faced unseen pressures, emotional fatigues, and the constant demand to give more than they receive. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's session on mental health of educator is not just a discussion, it's a reflection, a recognition, and a reminder. A reflection on the emotional journeys teachers walk every day, a recognition of the invisible challenges they carry, and a reminder that those who shape the future also deserve care, understanding, and support. Because when we protect the well being of educators, we are not only safeguarding individuals, we are strengthening classrooms, empowering communities, and building a more compassionate and sustainable world. So, I am honored to have two special guests today with me, those who are going to be with me on this journey where we are going to discuss about the mental health of the educators. And let me have the honor of introducing Mr. Muhammad Anwarul Haq, who has joined me from United Arab Emirates, who is a global educator, who is a teacher's trainer and professional development mentor. So welcome, Mr. Anwar, to this show once again. And you are always there. And thank you very much for sparing valuable time for the educators.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Halima Sadia. It is my pleasure to be part of this, discussion on weekly basis that we have initiated for the young educators and those who actually want to learn and, from the experiences, whatever we have in our hand. So we are trying our best to, deliver whatever we learn. We just want to give it to them so they take on this knowledge to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anwar. And now we have a special guest for today's special topic. We have Dr. Mayuri Dutt, who is a lifelong learner and a mentor, educator with decades of experience. She belongs to India and currently she is in Kuwait or Gulf country. Welcome to the show, Dr. Mayuri Dutt.
Thank you very much, Dr. Halima, and thank you very much, my co-host also, Dr. Haq. It's really indeed a very special day wherein we talk about labors as Labor's Day. But coincidentally, today is considered as International Principals Day too. So if we talk about teacher, a principal also always has her history of being a teacher one day. So let's start the journey of what we are here together and make sure that once after we leave, we will keep some kind of cemented thoughts in the mind of principals to make sure that their teachers are happy in the community where they are serving. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for reminding us that today is Principal's Day as well. And when we talk about mental health of educators, I think that equally along with the teachers, even more than that, the principal's mental health matters a lot. You know, principal's life and principal's journey is really a life of emotions, ups and downs. So she goes through so many emotions along with the people with whom she is working and for whom she is there to take care of them. So she also goes through those emotions. So it is really very important. Thank you for bringing this into our notices. So with this a strong quote, I'm going to start. Strong educators build strong minds. When we support educators, we support a sustainable future. So this is a very strong quote, and I would like to come to first Mr. Muhammad Anwar. What is the most common mental health challenges educators face today, especially in high pressure school environment? So I would request you to kindly highlight a few challenges that the teachers in digital era are facing nowadays.
Thank you very much, Dr. Halima. if we see what are the major challenges which are being faced by the teacher, apparently there are a number of before that if you go I discussed this thing before also, like the education before COVID and after COVID is completely different now, and obviously there are different and a different type of challenges. Before corona they were different, and after COVID they are completely different challenges. Now before COVID, an educator was the pillar of teaching, learning, everything, because normally the classroom they were dominated by the teachers. Despite of the fact at that time, what was the thing like that they were having a lot of workload was there, isn't it? Like corrections, preparing the paper. These are the things actually they mean a lot. But after COVID, apart from these workloads, additional burden actually came on the shoulder of the teacher that they have to equip themselves with the current trends in the education. Otherwise, they cannot survive in this very competitive environment, especially once we talk about Gulf and in Gulf, most specifically in UAE, because there are a lot of challenges. So, you, as an educator, you should be on top of all the skills which are required as a mentor, as a teacher, inside and outside the classroom. Like so, major part obviously once you have to get some skills, you have to invest on yourself. So first thing which I feel majority of the teachers, okay, educators, they have only one dilemma: the financial constraints. This is the basic thing which I feel still it is pinching majority of the educators. This is and actually this is the thing, like majority of the educators they think the amount of effort they are doing, they are not compensated in terms of money, in terms of salary, which is which they are getting. So in this way they have to go for different other kind of money generation prospects. So it is actually, obviously it add to the stress because working hours
Mr.
they.
Muhammad Anwar, I just would like to add even Dr. Mayuri in this discussion. So Dr. Mayuri, Muhammad Anwarul Haq Sahab is saying that since teacher's salary is not very competent salary in comparison of other professions of the society, so he believes that there is a constraint of the financial constraint of the teachers. Because of that, they are forced to do many more works beyond their teaching responsibilities, and that is the reason, one of the common reason why the teachers face the pressure and their mental health is affected. What do you have to say about this?
See, well, if you talk about the constraint of finances, like they have problems, it is true. But for mental health, this should not be considered as one constraint. After pandemic, as sir was saying, there are so many things a teacher has to acute. So upgrading themselves is also one constraint. Uh, if I say it very clearly, as you said, that I have more than 3 decades of experience, so I also started as a, you can say, primary rhymes teacher. That is how my journey started. But it was by chance, not by choice. So, the mental health and well being also depends on how you have taken that profession to, is it for earning for your living, or it is your passion, or is it your serving to the nation? Because if we talk about being first May, a May Day, a Labor Day, we know that every child comes out from the hands of mother first and then a teacher. So, teachers' mental well being is not only directed towards the earning of the teacher, but it is also the load which at times they have been given. Sir has rightly said that after the pandemic, it is not the daily class works and homeworks which is to be taken care of. Above all, the system, the Google Babas and various other aspects have helped the children to know more than the teachers. So that the main worry of the teacher is when a question will be raised by a student, how well equipped I am to enter that class. So that is also one part of it. So here is when they get disturbed that, oh, what am I getting to do so much? Why should I work so much? So that question is actually disturbing the teachers, and that involves into that emotional well-being. They think themselves to be
Yeah,
either.
that's very true, Dr. Mayuri ji. That one is Mr. Anwar is mentioning about the salary package. I always think why the teacher's salary is less than the doctors or the engineers or any other profession. Why? What is the reason? They also work in the same amount, same hours. They also put in. Then secondly, you said that there is a pressure on the teacher because all the information is now on a click. So now the pressure is pressure of competency, pressure of keeping themselves updated, because today's era is a digital era. And one more thing, what I think is that what is causing the pressure on the teacher is that in most of the professions, what happens that when you are at the workplace, you complete your work. When you come back home, you are relaxed. You are with your children, you are in the kitchen, you are in the drawing room, you are watching TV, and you are mentally free. But I think that teaching is just a profession where you are even at home also, you are not free mentally. There are WhatsApp groups where keep on coming the messages from the management, from the parents, from the colleagues, and then there are lots of other works like lesson planning, worksheets, assignments, checking them, all these things. So I request Mr. Anwar, what you have to say about this reason of being burnout or being stressed.
No, that is what I was telling. Like, for example, the first thing, which is actually, to be very honest, as we all panelists, we agree with this thing. First thing is economical sovereignty. This is the basic thing. Because like Miss Dr. Mayuri, she mentioned, and most of the teachers, they end up not by choice. They end up in this profession accidentally or by some, they were having no choice. There are very few people, although there are people who are very passionate about education, they love education, they're not here to, just for economics or to get money or something. They have passion. This passion can be for any reason. It can be patriotism for your nation. These kind of things, they are there. But first, primarily, what I have come across with majority of the teachers, this is the first primary issue. Second issue that we mentioned, it is actually the workload. Like you already said, this is 24/7. For example, if even the management is not calling you, but you have to keep yourself updated, you have to give feedback, you have to make correction, you have to make assessment, you have to correct them, you have to give them the feedback, and this cannot be done within 8 hour time, whatever you are there in the school. So you have to take work home. Normally, this is also one of the most challenging thing. Like it is, although one thing which is there very good in this profession, you get very too many holidays, which other professions they lack. Like after every 1 year, you have a couple of month holidays are there, isn't it? Similarly, if you see, we have 3 holidays in Sharjah in schools. Okay, so 3 holidays mean you have to work only for 4 days, but still there are a number of other things. And the most important thing, which again I will reiterate, which is actually very much important for the well-being of a teacher, it is you get any toxic person on top of you.
Yeah, that's I am going to put on the on number
This
one.
actually,
yeah, if you get any toxic person, that reason is on number one, and I had experienced myself in one of my organization.
Not only you, everyone is having this experience. You are not the odd one.
No, luckily in other organizations I didn't have. They all were very cooperative. But in one school, I got such managing director. So I still remember that has to be on number one. So far we discussed, I think, economical factor, then competency factor, then the long hours, like after school hours, engagement factor, and then the toxic boss or toxic environment, we can say that reason. Is there any other reason, Dr. Mayuri?
Well, if I count in, the new, if I talk about India alone, I won't be talking about other countries. First of all, I would like to say something that in many countries, teachers are respected. It's probably in India or maybe in GCC countries, this respect is yet to be owned. But teachers are respected in many countries wherein even parents, they leave the seat to make the teachers sit. Secondly, the teachers are labeled as teachers wherein their salaries are sufficient for them to live in at par with the other officials. Only, I don't know about GCC countries much, but still, right now I'm in Doha, Qatar, and I know, and I've been in Dubai, I saw there also. But where if I talk about India, you know the massive changes coming in the education section. And the teachers' upgradation and going and joining those CPT workshops, paying money for those, that has also become a very big issue for teachers. And probably, with time to come, I think so, teachers' profession will not be a very lucrative one. People will avoid taking up this profession. Right now, also, this is happening. And consistency of teachers. The teachers are not staying in the one school. If they are going for any workshop or others, and there, if they are talking to people around, they are switching over very soon for mere 100, 200, or 300 rupees.
100%.
This is
If this profession is not being paid due attention, I have seen my friends, I have seen my colleagues, I have seen my like juniors. When I was a principal, they were supervisor or the teachers. They have joined different businesses, and they have joined different companies, and really they are flourishing better than those who are still in the teaching job, health wise as well, mental health wise, physical health wise, satisfaction wise, and economical strength wise. So if we are not going to pay attention towards this situation, then naturally we are going to lose good teachers, and maybe only those who are not finding anything outside will remain in this profession. So Mr. Anwar, I'm coming to you, and I would like to know that how I come to know that I'm facing mental challenges or mental health issues, because usually we think that, okay, teaching is like that, teaching profession is like that, so here I have to bear all these things. So can you tell us like some of the symptoms where we understand that now this is the time when I have to think about my own wellness, about my own mental or physical wellness?
The basic, first of all, we have to understand one thing. Normally, the people, the society around you, they are the best people to judge your mental health. Because, for example, if you ask any patient that you are having this problem, so majority of us will say, no, I'm perfectly all right emotionally and all. No one can take the stigma like I have something. So once you start getting some of the feedback with the consistency, this is very important thing, like constantly, if you start to get similar kind of feedback from your management, from your colleagues at home, then you have to rethink. Then you have to think about what exactly is going wrong, and whether I'm actually burning out, because the mental stress, it definitely it affects your health, your emotion, how you are dealing with different kind of situations, like dealing with the kids, especially in this age. You have to be really very professional. Like, for example, I still remember we used to once we were in our school, once the teacher is very angry, so we used to come and so we used to avoid cracking jokes with the teacher, because today if we did anything wrong, sticks are there waiting for us. So being a young kid, we were knowing like maybe something is wrong at home with the teacher, his or her mood is not good, so we used to acclimatize according to the situation. So similarly, now once you are your colleagues, your family members, or students themselves, they start doing talking something about you, then you have to think about the environment, what exactly is going wrong. It is high time for you, first of all, talk to your friends, get some advice. Like in school, there are a number of counselors are there, because this is a basic provision every school should be having, like a psychologist is there, or there are counselors also. Okay, if your school is having this availability, so being a leader, you should make some arrangement for well-being of your staff, because you have to cultivate a culture of happiness. Once you cultivate a culture of happiness, people are coming to your institution with by willingness. Yes, so it's mean you have made an environment a culture inside the school community that was actually caring. And now once these things start to happen, then people, they don't think about finances. To be very honest, I've seen many teachers, they refuse very luxury or lucrative job offers and they don't switch. I have seen those committed teachers. They stay for 15, 20, 25 years, 30 years. They don't switch. Despite it is not because they did not get any opportunity outside, but because the environment is suited them, people around them, they were very much cooperative. So they feel like there's a family. So in this way, this is just creating a suitable environment.
Thank you, Mr. Anwar. Yes, yes, you are 100% right that if environment is conducive, then nobody would like to leave for the little bit increment or little bit monetary gain. So actually, there are so many things to be discussed about this. There are so many issues. There are so many pressures, workload, administrative pressure. Then emotional intelligence of the people, that's also is responsible for this. And then there are different types of schools where some schools are very supportive while others are not very supportive. So self-care practices are also responsible. There are so many things to be discussed, but since we have the constraint of the time, if we have to just cut short, and I'll come to Dr. Mayuri with my last question, that what do you think that how the peer and how the colleagues, they play important role in first of all finding out that whether I am suffering with burnout or I'm suffering with the stress, in finding out, and secondly how they contribute in the maintaining the well-being, mental well-being of the teachers. What is the role of their colleagues and their friends, their peer, the people around them?
See, first thing I would like to tell you, because I've been also a teacher, there is some kind of self-respect among teachers. So somehow they do not let people know what is happening within them. And we all know it's not now, it has always been like this. Probably you were a teacher and you are also know as a student. Always the head of the institution would say to the teachers, keep all your worries at home or hang your coat on the gate and then come inside thinking that nothing has happened outside, and devote yourself fully to the institution. Because we knew that if we are having 20 students in the class, 20 are coming from different homes. Who had what to see in the morning before starting from home was what did matter at that time, and we used to behave. But imparting education to those kind of children as a general system was feasible. But today's day is the scenario is very different. We don't know what is there in the minds of our children. I don't know within seconds what behavior they are going to shoot. So the teachers, first of all, I would say that teachers should have their peers having all the knowledge of what they are presently doing and what they are facing, sharing their thoughts, sharing everything about them, and learning about the others is better than having a, you can say, staff room politics. We have to feel for others and have empathy. So here is one thing. Secondly, we need to have professional learning communities. I would say that still we are lagging behind into these professional learning communities. We still have people who will say, Arey, you are not doing better than me. It's okay. What you're doing, it's okay. No one will tell you frankly whether we are going to the correct path or not. Still in the institution, it is there that if a teacher's child 100% is being awarded to all the students, the teacher gets acknowledgement, not the one who supported the teacher. So in my opinion, peers support is basically here underutilized. We have to make sure that teaching should be considered as no more a natural ability. It has to be in trained ability. You need to upgrade, understand, and impart. As the pedagogies are changing, the strategies are changing, the concepts are changing. In fact, in India, the new books have talked about all research work. We don't have rote learning anymore. So the teachers should not have this feeling that if he's teaching a book newly launched as Cultural Board, wherein gardening is there, wherein a lot of different things are there. So the teacher should not think that I have acquired this degree and I am only supposed to do this much. I have to
Yes,
come
I think you were
out
mentioning
my
about the
way.
hobbies. Apart from
Yes.
our profession, we
Yeah.
must have our hobby.
So the
That's going
teacher
to
should have a
give us
self time
freshness.
also. She
Yes.
should dedicate some time for herself also, instead of involving among the students among the school. She should also see herself and her family also. It is a saying in India ki Deepak Tale Andhera, because there is why, because all the teachers who are considered as Deepak, but their own children never are able to do something great and grand because they are so busy looking after others. So in my opinion, I would say that the peer support is important, but understanding of each other is more important than the support. Because if you don't know what is happening in you, then
Yes.
how can a peer support you? But that is
Yes,
very
Dr.
uncommon.
think, yeah, you are 100% right, and they should have time for themselves. That's one thing, and for that reason, we should know how to say no. I remember
Yes.
that I had a teacher who was very effective, very talented, and but one thing was there, that whatever is not in her domain, she will bluntly say that I am sorry, I will not do that.
Oh,
Like,
that's
as
good.
a principal, at times we assign something. Okay, now will you please help us and make this presentation on Labor Day, suppose. So then she say that I'm very sorry, I don't have that much time to make this presentation, uh, because in my classroom whatever is supposed to be done I will do. But the thing that is very common, that office is there, you can take help from the office staff. You have your PA, you have your secretary, you have your typist, you have your office people, so they are there for this work. So I still remember that 2 3 times initially when she refused, I used to feel very bad. But then gradually I started thinking that no, actually she is right. If we start collecting the monkeys, and if we start taking all the things on our head, then this is human nature, that more you take, more you will
You
be
will
given.
get. Yes.
And in all the schools you will find there are few staff only. I always say there are only 4 pillars, and the whole school runs on those 4 pillars.
Correct.
Only those are being given the task again and again and again, and those teachers are the ones who are suffering physically and mentally as well. And I used to be one of those pillars when I was a teacher, and everything my principal will say, as long as I'm the principal, you will do this. And then I used to was a young 20 in my 20s, and then I used to feel so happy. My principal believes me so much. My principal is saying that I'm so capable. And then I used to work even more, neglecting my home, my children, my family. I used to come back at times at 10 o'clock night, 11 o'clock night. My children have already slept. They have already had the dinner. And then I used to feel sometimes bad, but next day morning when I'm in the school, again the principal will say, as long as I'm the principal, you will be doing this. And there were 13 portfolios given to me. 13. And
My God.
I'm thinking that I was really I don't know what I was, but everybody is not that strong. Some people, they can take the pressure, but
No,
everybody
Dr.
cannot take
Halima,
the.
there is one thing I will add in onto this one. There are few people like you. You know, I always say one thing: leaders are born; they cannot be created. So look, you took that challenge, which
Mm.
other one, no one else was taking. Yes, what was the reward for you? You reached to the level of principal. You know, because
Yes.
doing by learning. So whatever you are doing, it is not that you are just doing for some nothing. So it was reward. Rewards were given. So why you been reached to the level of principal and others who are trying to be in their shell? Okay, whatever I'm getting in that amount only, I will do my work only. So this, there are pros and cons for everything, isn't it? But you should be smart enough where to say no and where not to say no. Saying no is a basic requirement of a leader. You should know when to say no and how to say no. This is a quality no one else can do. You cannot teach anyone. That's all what I can add.
I
So
do
thank you
agree
very
with
much.
him, because the way you are saying today, because of that, today you are here. How many are there? So he is rightly said that we have learned from basic. You've learned from basic, so you are able to hold the highest post. But when we are not doing, and then we are not aware. So I normally say one thing, that when any principal is appointed on a well-established school, her contribution is lesser than the ones who had actually been there at the inception of the institution. So at the inception is the people who are working 24 hours, 365 days. And those who join in, they look after the holidays and vacations. So thank you really very much, Dr. Sadia. And sir, it was very nice actually meeting you both through this particular platform.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mayuri. It was wonderful discussing with you. Thank you, Muhammad Anwarul Haq Saab. But there are so many things to be discussed in this regard, and discussing for 40 minutes is not enough. It requires full day workshop, especially when we are talking about the remedies, how to cope up. What are the tips, how to do the things smartly, like Anwar has correctly said, and I was impressed that we should be smart enough to understand when to say no and when not to say no, and how to manage the things, how to balance between the professional life and the personal life, and how to have me time as well along with our professional life. So there are so many things to be discussed under this topic. And yes, my dear viewers, if you are interested in this topic and you want to know more about this, you are concerned about the well-being of the educators, your teachers, your management, your office staff. So we are here as Edufam family. We are always there to support you. Please contact us. We will be there at your service anytime, whenever you require. Thank you very much for watching us. And once again, thank you, my dear friends. And see you all next Friday. With this, we come to the end of today's show. Take special care of yourself. Signing off, me, Dr. Halima Sadia, and
Dr. Mayuri.
Muhammad Anwar.
And Muhammad Anwar. Thank you. It was lovely discussion.